You're listening to Mondo Cool, the only Dragon Ball movie podcast that gives you a Zenkai boost.
That's right, boys. Mondo Cool.
Wiggity, what's up, Dragon Ballers? It's time for another month of Mondo Cool. This is our Dragon Ball movie podcast. I'm your host, as always, KZ Excellent from KZExcellent.com, and with me, as always, are my lovable co-hosts and Dragon Ball superfans, Dan and Bob Video Games from GigaBoots.com. How you doing?
Holy shit, I thought that was Frieza, but it's actually KZ Excellent. Did you also think the same thing, Bob?
Yes, I was fooled for a moment.
And of course, the very French Mr. Field from Mr. Field's Wild Ride.
Ho ho ho, I am a stereotype.
For those who have avoided every Mondo Cool the game before it, what we do is we watch all the Dragon Ball OVA movie things in release order. We've had a great time with them. We rank them. We do segments about them. Last time we did Lord Slug. This time we will embark on even more exciting adventures. However, if you would like to maybe have listened to this early, which you may not know now, but you can know for the next one, Mr. Field will tell you how.
Well, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get early access to Mondo Cool, as well as other benefits such as Cursed Content Club commentaries, where we talk over bad movies, Cursed Content by Committee, where you choose the horrible movie we inflict upon ourselves, extended armchair dev pitches, where you actually get to hear our ideas, and maybe other things based by the time you hear this. That is patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
And we have an exciting episode for you today where we're going to check out the 9th thing for our podcast, which is Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge, or as it's called in Japanese.
Oh, God.
Dragon Ball Z, the incredible mightiest versus mightiest.
God, what? No! You're making that up!
That has nothing to do with...
There's no way it's that bad. That doesn't even make sense.
There's just two monkeys in Japan that write these titles. No one has control over them.
They have typewriters.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, okay.
It's actually Dragon Ball Zeto Tobikiri no Saikyo Tai Saikyo.
Oh, well, that sounds like a really good title.
Dan,
help.
I'm going to have you drive this bus and give us a quick synopsis and the experience of watching Cooler's Revenge.
Let me tell you.
What happened?
Let me tell you, that title was something. What's up, Bob?
Do you think that Cooler? Oh my God! Do you think Cooler trains with Dan Hibiki? I just need to know. At the Saikyo Dojo.
Probably.
Shut the fuck up.
Probably not.
Okay.
That's where he learned that new transformation.
So, Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge is a really great 47-minute long film, which starts off with Frieza letting the capsule get away at the end of the Bardock movie, and then his brother Cooler, who you don't know is his brother quite yet, being like, "Oh, he's so cocky. My brother sucks. He let them get away. He deserves to eat shit for this." Keep this in mind for later.
I like this scene a lot where they open with that incredible rock track.
Oh yeah,
just showing you the Bardock special, which
it was.
I was like, man, this really is the anime MCU. It's like it's all connected. It's real Kino like that.
Yeah,
but when they show Cooler's ship of him looking at the events, they somehow have cameras looking at Bardock's face as he's burning up somehow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was all the reused footage dimension.
Look, it's like a 700 trillion pixel camera. They just zoomed in.
Yep.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah. No, that track they used was really good.
That track they used was really incredible. It was
all of the music here is really good, except for the parts where you can hear them stop the song in the most unceremonious way ever.
You mean like when a cool scene's happening, they cut to the forest, and then 1 to 3 seconds later, the track just stops completely.
Yeah, they just hit S on the timeline and cut.
Yes.
S, delete key, move on.
I may have heard a Disturbed track loop twice because they wanted it to have certain parts of the song during certain parts of the animation.
They played the beginning of the game.
Yes.
And then they played, I believe, a different song, but it may have been also the game. But they have
it was also the game. They just really cut it together in an awkward way.
It was the
Big
worst.
fan of the game.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
I had a music class once where we had to do that.
Yeah.
I think that other students in my class did better than this.
I would hope.
Like every single one of them.
I have full confidence in our local community college's student body, unlike Funimation's audio team on Cooler's Revenge. Which, oh boy, what rough editing. Anyways, then you get your cool little title sequence, the usual stuff. And then we cut to a modern timeline where Goku's outside and he's just hanging out there and Gohan's trying to do his homework. Chi-Chi brings him a drink and she's like, Goku needs to not distract Gohan. And then in the distance, you hear Goku say, hey, Gohan, hurry up and finish your homework. And Chi-Chi, without skipping a beat, goes, oh no, my husband is brain damaged.
His brain's broken.
He's showing anything resembling responsibility.
Yes, that's how she knew. So then she starts worrying about him so much that she drinks the Tang that she brought Gohan and then puts it down on his books, which he's stupefied by. Very fitting for this movie soundtrack. And then there's a really good scene where Goku comes into the kitchen and he says a few more lines implying that he's really worried about Gohan and being astute and doing his homework and being a studious young man. And then he goes, you need to hurry up so that way we could go on yet another fucking camping trip to these Dragon Ball movies. And then Chi-Chi just falls over, bashes her head on a table and destroys it. And then Goku just calmly looks at her and goes, what's up? What are you doing down there on the floor? And then Chi-Chi's like, fucking nothing, you piece of shit.
Yes, it becomes Ranma for a moment.
Just a moment.
I'm on Goku's side. Like, Gohan doesn't go to school. He just studies forced to study by his mother. Is he just supposed to do that 16 hours a day?
Yes.
Apparently.
This is Chi-Chi's unreasonably high standards for her son.
She is psychotic because she's a woman. Unfortunately, that's Toriyama.
That's the rule set in the Toriyama universe. It's like Namekians, They have rule sets too. Women are also aliens.
Opinion.
Yeah, no, it's not my opinion. It's Toriyama's opinion.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
His name's Bob, not Dick Masterson.
Yes.
Let's see. Chi-Chi is an insane controlling bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Bulma is emotionally unstable and quick to anger.
At best.
And marries the guy who killed all her friends.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And Android 18 just cares about money. Wow, you really ran the fucking gamut, Toriyama.
He likes diverse casts that show a lot of range.
Dan.
Yeah.
I want a thought exercise. Imagine a person who has a mild interest in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And only watches the movies.
Yeah.
Now, they may get a certain perception of a lot of different things here.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff like the Spirit Bomb. The one thing that I think is the most damaging thing to their perception of Dragon Ball is they will think that Oolong is an important character. Why is he in all of these?
So here's
I have
my
no
thing.
fucking idea.
I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie between what you said and camping is a huge part of Dragon Ball.
Yes.
But just why is Oolong in every one of these movies?
I have no idea.
Hey, the voice actor's always free and looking for a way to get in,
Yeah,
but they just can't get him in.
The Japanese voice actor's like, come on, man, I need a gig.
At least this time he isn't committing a crime.
Maybe he's like insanely popular in Japan and we just don't fucking know.
Man, could you imagine?
I was like, he's still relevant here? We're like past Frieza.
But yeah, after this whole funny scene at the Goku household, we cut to a random planet where Cooler's sitting on a throne looking
But
awesome.
there's nothing else. It's a field of rocks with a chair.
It's just a field
He
of
blew
rocks
up
and a
everything
chair.
else.
And then they're like, hey, some saying killed your brother. Yeah. And then he's
on a metal album cover.
he really is. And the best part of this is after he hears this, he's like, I'm gonna go give that guy a noogie. And then he stands up and his tail destroys the chair.
Yes, in the sub, he's literally like, I'm gonna destroy that planet like I did this one, implying he just like made the chair, sat and is like, I did a good job fucking this place up.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
This is what I'm left to believe he does with all of his time. He destroys the planet and then he sits on a chair.
Yeah, he doesn't have an army like Frieza does. He just like has those 4 guys.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's kind of
the
weird.
Armored Squadron.
Because if you think about it, right? He has the armored squadron. Even Lord Slug had an army.
Yeah, that's true. Huh.
Kind of fucking weird when you think about it.
Well, see, Cooler is just smart enough to know they always get owned.
I think it's because my brother has the Frieza Force. I don't want shit like that. That's dumb. I want 3 really strong guys. That dude has a thing with his head.
But they still do dumb poses like the Ginyu Force.
But it's completely different.
It's completely
The fact
different.
that he tries to make things as slightly different as possible down to their armor only having 1 shoulder pad.
It's ridiculous. So after this cool scene, this metal scene on a completely distant planet that's been destroyed, we cut to camping because presumably Goku instant transmitted Chi-Chi over to her dad's house and then ran off with Gohan. I don't know. But she's not in the rest of this movie.
She doesn't get invited to go camping. She hates it. She hates the wilderness. She's never lived there, I guess.
Bob, it's a more broad emotion than that. Chi-Chi hates fun.
Oh, okay.
She's a
does.
I think this might be the last time we see Chi-Chi in one of these movies, I'm hoping.
well, that's good because they keep using her the exact same way in all of them. She's basically a staple like camping.
She's a bitch.
Yeah, no, it's real bad. It's
I feel
real
like
bad.
everybody shows up at the beginning of the old Broly movie, so she's got to be there for another camping trip.
I can't wait for us to find out the title of that movie.
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ.
Not to get ahead, but I'm pretty sure in the next movie with New Namek, they're going camping on New Namek.
Are you fucking serious?
I am pretty sure that is
No, I remember the premise for that. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about, Krillin, Gohan, Goku, and I guess Oolong and Higher Dragon are there for some reason.
It's Icarus. We're dubbed.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was Higher Dragon. And I was like, man, they should have called him Higher Dragon in the US dub and then gotten that song Can You Take Me Higher and played it over him flying around Gohan. That would have been
that would be really
been
good.
Swell.
I wonder if you said that the last time we talked about Higher Dragon.
No, he did not.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe these people need to go back and watch and make sure they click all the ads that pop up on YouTube. Thank you.
You did it.
Man, why does this episode of Mondo Cool have 15 mid-rolls in it?
Oh, please. It's not the Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Earth PS2 game video. But yeah, they're making a cool gumbo looking thing and it's really delicious. And then Armored Core shows up to beat up all the regulars, and it's real bad. It's real bad. There's a point where the really buff green one, who, as we were mentioning earlier, has Dore. He shows
who is
up
named after Sarado Dressing. He's salad.
Oh, salad dressing. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, he starts swinging Gohan around by the tail like he's Dante and Randall's Imagination in the Clerks cartoon, and he's just like, I'm the biggest idiot ever, as he swings around Gohan. And Goku, his response to this is, hey, they're my friends, as his child is being swung around by his tail.
Except in the sub where he goes, give me back my Gohan.
Yeah, and I fucking lost it.
Yeah, I can't believe he doesn't. That would have been a perfect moment, just immediate attack. We don't need to have Gohan even try, or Goku to even try and have mercy here.
Diplomacy
That
is
doesn't
not
make
a thing
sense.
you do when your child who has a tail and it's their core weakness is being swung around by it. But I love
Not just
that.
swung around, he's doing like springy hand shit when you buy the goo hand from the thing at the grocery
Yes, the
store.
sticky
He's like
slapper.
He's bouncing Gohan around with his tail.
He is. It's really hilarious. But weirdly enough, after that, Krillin is the one who's owned, not Gohan. Gohan's relatively fine after that. immediately,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the whole, it's just when he's had the tail held, he's weak.
Yeah, but
thing,
it's just like, I feel bad for Krillin. He's worse than he's
It's like
worse
if
than
someone
Gohan.
grabbed your nuts.
Yeah, believe me. It's understood that it's a weak thing, but I feel like it looks bad on Krillin that Gohan can be grabbed by the tail and swung around like a fucking toy, and he's gonna recover faster than Krillin because Krillin's a chump.
Well, look, Krillin got the Speed Racer chopped to the back of the neck. He really can't do anything about that.
Yeah, that's true. That's real
Yeah.
tragic. Real tragic.
He got the Vulcan neck pinch.
So they continue the fight for a bit, and then to break things up, you see, because you thought he would fight the smaller group and then eventually work his way up to Cooler. Cooler just shows up. He's like,
Got
yeah.
the important part where Goku uses the most bizarre attack I've ever seen in
that's
Dragon
true.
Ball, where he shoots the triple beam.
yeah, he's in
Three
midair. He's
directions.
surrounded by the 3 armored core guys or armored troops, and he shoots a beam out of both of his hands and then his ass. I'm not
No,
sure.
he doesn't even shoot. He doesn't shoot anything out of his hands. He just like flexes. And is like, yeah, and beams explode out of him.
It's just the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
It doesn't make any sense.
I did appreciate when they come in to ruin their day. Fucking Salsa just eats their food and goes, "Oh, this is a good cook."
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I
Boy,
appreciate that.
what the fuck happened to sensing energy?
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Like, and then Goku
Gohan's like-
should be owning
Gohan's
them.
like, I sense something, and then the big guy's just behind him immediately.
yeah.
Yeah, his intuition, his ability to sense energy is on the level of a horror movie main character's intuition. Of like, oh, I think something's wrong. Oh, they're right behind me. But yeah, anyway, we get that really cool triple beam that's just hilariously weird that I laughed at the first time I saw this. And then Cooler shows up and he's like, hey, what's up? And then Goku goes, are you a Frieza? And then he goes, I'm going to blow up your son because that's funny. So Cooler shoots a beam at Gohan. Goku...
He's all business.
I know, right? What a professional.
Like, he just...
It's so I don't know if they added dialogue in the dub. In the sub, it's so funny because he doesn't say a fucking word to Goku, and Gohan shows up and he just cranes his neck and is like, "Child, kill."
Oh, okay, the line was like, Gohan, it's not safe for you here. And then Cooler goes, this isn't safe for anyone right now. And then immediately shoots lasers out of his eye.
Yeah, no, that was fucking hilarious. I cackled.
Yeah, I forgot how good this line is.
I really appreciate that Goku pulls an astral chain, and instead of deflecting the beam or pulling Gohan out of the way, he just leaps in front of it and gets owned. And then
He goes out like a fighter plane.
Yes.
yes, he starts spinning and smoking, falls into the water, and then Cooler does a cool energy beam into it. But unfortunately, at that moment, they kind of lost him. So he orders his troops to search the whole forest to find Goku and Gohan. Meanwhile, Oolong, Krillin, and Icarus are just hanging out, and they're like, man, we suck ass, don't we? That's about it. That's all they get to do. Weirdly enough, you expect, you expect, or at least I did, a couple scenes of like, okay, now they're searching for them, and we're going to see them hiding. And no, you get one scene of Goku just being like, I'm so fucking owned, and Gohan going, oh no, should I get him to a cave? And then it's nighttime. Like, it's so abrupt. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, man, how many days are going to pass in this movie? By the way, Oolong, Krillin, Icarus, they did nothing that entire time.
Yeah.
They didn't find them. It took all the way until like the dead of night to find the rock pile, which, yeah, there was an avalanche while, because what they start doing while they're hiding in the cave is just doing an absolutely idiotic shooting beams everywhere, right?
They're like, glass them.
They're like,
Yeah, just destroy the whole forest.
Cooler's like, hey, find them. And they're like, yeah, we'll find them. And then the three of them just look at each other and go, work smarter, not harder. And just start blowing up the entire forest.
God.
And then he's just like, you all are dipshits. And then we smash cut tonight.
I do like that. He's like, you did a good job. Now find the fucking bodies.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. I appreciate the fact that apparently we're going for realism here. Goku and Gohan are just crushed under rocks the entire night.
Like, can't Gohan lift that with like nothing at this point? But
Yes.
whatever.
We're just gonna ignore that.
It's helpless. One of the rocks fell on his tail.
Am baby can't need more power. Yeah, so they find Goku and Gohan. They're buried under the rocks, like I was mentioning before. You know, the plan is they're gonna send off Gohan riding on the back of Icarus to go get some Zenzu beans to heal Gohan. And the insane thing that I think is the most insane strategy I've ever seen deployed in Dragon Ball, they're like, "Hey, Gohan, make sure you fly really high. They won't see you if you fly really high because they'll never
Stay at
look
a high
up."
altitude.
Yeah.
Like on a completely blank sky.
Yes.
As we learned in the Tree of Might, if somebody is above you, they're just invisible.
Correct.
I think the weirder one was right before that when Goku's more worried about the animals of the forest than anything else.
That's true. We can't skip over the weird subtext, like the weird undertone of this film where Goku's more concerned about wildlife than his son.
Yes.
Because, they're going camping. This is a camping film in nature.
Yeah.
He's a Disney princess.
This is the part where I started thinking, I got into the Aqua Teen mode again.
Oh no, why?
Oh,
What?
no.
Are you kidding
What the
me?
fuck made you think of Aqua Teen?
Because Goku's just laying there, like, in the cave, can hardly see anything around him, so he has to ask, like, hey Krillin, is everything okay out there? I was thinking of the episode where they have a bunch of raw chicken in their house and Frylock moves out. And it's just Master Snake with his eyes swollen shut
Yes.
from all the raw chicken.
Oh yeah, because they're burning. It's because they're burning styrofoam for warmth.
Yes, that's it.
No.
That's just Goku.
Goku's like, Krillin, I need you to burn the styrofoam for warmth. And he's like, Goku, I'm pretty sure it's fucking you up real bad right now. And he's like, no, I'm cold, Krillin, please.
No, tell me how the
Feed me the raw chickie.
And then, like, during that scene in the cave, while Krillin guards Oolong and Goku, we get a fucking Bambi scene with 2 rabbits, a fucking antelope, and a deer.
Yes.
They're all hanging out around Goku like he's Jesus or something. It's so fucking...
You're right. There was also the scene where a rock falls, and then Krillin has to, like, save his friends by blasting, and he went, ah, fuck. And then a scouter goes off for one of them.
That's true. We're not quite...
And they're like, oh, was that? I assume that was around that area, right?
Oh, wait, yeah, it was, because that's right. He shoots the beam to save Oolong from the rock that's going to crush him, because, of course, Goku, for whatever reason, gives his friends the commands to go save all of the wildlife. So you get this montage of Icarus pulling a tree off of a bear, and it's like squirrels being helped by them, and it's so fucking weird.
It's like, how are these things even alive? This thing was nuked.
Yeah, no, they glassed the planet. Did you miss that movie? So, Krillin's like, oh no, Oolong's gonna die. He shoots a beam and then immediately goes, oh shit. Because the bad guys, they sense that with their scouter.
They can't sense energy, but they have their Google Glass.
Yeah, the Google Glass showed them that an energy spike happened, and I guess the turtle one is what I'm gonna call him, because he's orange and his head retracts fully into his body.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He turns around and he's like, oh, I found them. And then a pterodactyl flies by and he goes, I guess there was this. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's like Metal Gear Solid 1 levels of AI.
It is so bad. It's like, oh, the tension's going to elevate. No, we go back to
it's
exactly what was
believable
out.
enough with that dude, because that dude's the dumbest motherfucker on that team, even more than the big guy.
True.
For the record, that character's name is Nays, as in mayonnaise.
Yep. Of course.
And then salsa.
Yep.
Nope, that is not what it is, KZ. That
Oh?
would make sense. It is Thousand Island dressing, because in Japanese it's Thousand Island dressing, so it's
Course.
Sauza.
Yep. Okay.
I'm so fucking done.
I like that.
I get it. They all go into a cooler.
Oh my God. He's right.
Yeah.
I was going to say they're all dressings because some people consider mayonnaise a dressing, but
Yes, they are. It actually is that.
oh my God, they do all go in a cooler. This sucks. Anyways, Gohan makes it to Korin's tower on Icarus, and Icarus
Full
is
rock
feeling
track plays.
a little tired, so he tells him to land and And then Gohan, climbs a little bit up the tower, runs up the corner and goes, hey, I need Zenzu beans. And Korin goes, you didn't climb the tower right, do it again, chump. And Gohan's like, oh, okay, I'll do it again. And then Korin's like, oh, what a nice kid. And before he could say anything out loud, fucking Fat Samurai comes up.
Yajirobe.
Yajirobe.
How could you forget me? I'm Yajirobe.
Oh my god.
I think my translation might have been different, where he's like, "Hey, I need some beans." He's like, you asked me for beans. What are you giving me?"
Oh,
yeah. The dub was a little different on that one, but we were watching both, and the sub made a little more sense than him just goading him for no reason.
Yeah, it was weird. Localization is weird.
This is one of my favorite exchanges.
Really?
Just in general, because fucking Yajirobe throws in the beans. He's like, what are you doing? Fucking, I'm the bean daddy now. The bean daddy.
That was pretty hilarious. He's like, I'm the bean daddy now. And he's like, you're the bean daddy. Just win. It's,
well, I watered him. You watered him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So they throw him a bag of Zenzu beans, and then at the last second, because he's such a nice boy, they give him one more, and then Gohan goes, this one should go down my pants. I don't know why.
It'll make my dick big.
I guess that's what he was thinking. We then cut back to the three cooler troops trying to find Goku and Krillin and whatnot, and then tensions getting up there. It's a very, very tense moment, and then we cut back to Gohan and Icarus is he's out of stamina. He's been flying so much. And Gohan's like, I have a brilliant idea. What if I give him a Zenzu bean? So he gives him a Zenzu bean and becomes an insanely fast dragon with a power level so powerful that they can sense him.
Yes.
And
the sonic boom was powerful enough.
All three of them show up. The green one, I can't remember. Wait, no, actually it's the blue one. So the blue one shoots
the big green guy.
Which one's big green?
Dore. Souza is the green guy. I mean, is the blue guy, the French guy. The French guy.
So the Frenchman shows up and shoots Icarus with a beam, which makes him spiral like a plane and shoot smoke out of his butt as he falls down. And Gohan's like, well, oh no, Icarus can't fall. I need to stop him. So he stops Icarus from falling with his hands and immediately gets owned. And it's like, this wasn't a good plan at all, Gohan. And then they start owning the shit out of Gohan. With Dore doing a move that I believe he called his patented can opener technique as he just crushes
his head. What's up with Gohan getting his head squeezed?
Brain damage.
That's two.
I really liked the way they animated the part where clearly he's just about to die, where his face just goes,
yeah,
as he's about to be gone.
And then Goku's dad shows up to save him. Or Gohan's dad shows up to save him. And he's like, give me back my son.
And this is
no, that's what
he mandated Cell Piccolo moment.
Piccolo shows up and he's like, give me back my Gohan.
And then, he had the same face as Goku. That'd be hilarious.
He's just green with antenna. Oh, that'd be really good. But yeah, we get some fights. There's some fights. I don't know.
I thought this was honestly the highlight of the movie for me.
Okay.
Because the Piccolo fights here were actually really neat. Because like one of them has this thing where he lights Piccolo on fire. And then Piccolo just like grabs him.
It's electricity.
Yeah, he electrifies.
It's like a perpetual electricity.
He electrifies Piccolo, and Piccolo's like, ugh. And then he's like, good. Now, while you finish owning that guy, I'm going to chase Gohan. So that guy flies off. The guy who shoots Piccolo with that energy flies up to him. Piccolo grabs the dude and then lights him on fire with its own electricity move.
That was that's one of my favorite kills that they've done in these. Just because Piccolo turns around, smiles, and grabs him.
It just makes no sense. It's so funny.
And then they do the forest fight with Piccolo and the Frenchman.
You forgot the horror movie beam that the big guy cannot shake off. It's somehow perfectly homing.
Yes, the telephone
So he-
grenades is now insanely powerful.
It became like a fucking Looney Tune cartoon as he keeps ducking up and down and it chases him.
So he's desperately
lock.
trying to escape this thing that will kill him and can't until he surpasses Gohan running from it.
Yes, and Gohan just looks back, looks at him pass by, and then just barely avoids getting hit by the same beam.
And then he tries to block it and just gets eviscerated.
It's really good. Also, Frenchman has a cool like energy arm blade in
Yeah.
that forest fight.
Yeah.
Right, and then the trees like fall over, and Piccolo does his crazy arm stretching.
Yeah, Piccolo does the arm thing. Something he does a lot in the movies, but never because Toriyama doesn't
It,
want to draw
it finally hit
So
me.
of course
so
he doesn't.
Yeah.
It hit me. It's like, oh shit, that's where they got the Goku Black Blade deck from.
Of course.
Oh.
It's
Well,
the same color too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it is. Yeah.
It is.
But unfortunately, Cooler shows up, shoots Piccolo in the fucking chest, and Piccolo goes, "Oh my god, Frieza, but you're supposed to be dead," and then falls down and eats shit.
All these people are racist.
Working for Cooler seems much better than working for Frieza, because Cooler's like, oh, he can't beat that guy. Let me go help.
That's fair. Frieza clearly does not care that much.
I guess Cooler's like, I only have 3 guys. I guess I better take care of them.
Then he's like, I don't want to waste time. Like, come on, let's go.
So,
I have to go sit on another planet in 45 minutes.
so we got a cool moment where Salza shows up and at the cave right as they get the Zenzu beans to Goku. They're about to hand the bag over, and he just lights the bag on fire, like in Gohan's hand. He just shoots it with a beam, and it's just. And then Gohan's like, "Oh my god, my dad is gonna die because this bag of beans was blown up by this motherfucker." Krillin,
And then Krillin gets mad.
Krillin gets mad and decides he can fight this guy. I don't know why he decided that. He's clearly wasn't thinking like at all. So, Krillin fights
More
that
of a
dude.
fight than Gohan.
Yeah, like
That's true. Gohan really sucks in this movie. It's so sad. But then Gohan remembers, oh, I have a dick bean. I should give my dad this dick bean. So he gives him the dick bean, and then he goes outside and immediately gets owned by Salza. He takes 3
Now
hits.
he uses this weird 5-finger energy
Yes,
beam.
he used the 5-finger energy beam on Krillin, which is so fucking funny, and I wish the games had that. Like, I wish fighters had that. Because it's such a weird attack.
well, it's this 5-finger discount.
It just like shoots Krillin to pieces.
And he's like, okay, with those 2 chumps dealt with, I should go deal with this Goku guy. Then he stares at the cave for like, I don't know, forever. And he's just like, my
Yeah.
scouter's picking up a power. Oh, it's so powerful. This powerful is really powerful power. And then it explodes. And the Goku's already outside the cave. You never see him exit. He just appears on the outside.
Yeah, it's
What is
it's
he, a
like-
horror
it's like-
villain?
yeah, it's like Slender Man Goku, where you
Yes.
look away and look back, and he's like a mile closer.
Yes, it's that. There's a really good moment where he's like, I hate people who beat up innocent people. And then Krillin's like, Goku. And he's like, oh no, you beat up Krillin. And then Gohan's like, Dad. And he falls over and he's like, and that other one.
Yep. Yeah, that's it went like that.
It's pretty close. He's like, you should leave now. You're no match for me. I'm going to beat you up, Salza. And then Salza's like, oh, it's Cooler. And the Cooler's up in the air and he's like, hey, what's up? You want this bag of trash? And he holds up Piccolo.
It's so extra where he just immediately blows Piccolo up.
Yeah.
That is so that was so dumb but great. Where it's like, oh, he blew up Piccolo. No, Piccolo flew back out because obviously we can't kill him in a movie.
But then you get that cool composition shot of Piccolo's body flying through the air with fumes flying off of it, clearly damaged, near death, and it appears in front of Goku's face, kind of like the bird in Gohan, and it's just like Goku's just horrified by Piccolo being owned like that. So Salza just goes, haha, I'm gonna punch this guy. So he punched Goku in the face, and Goku just doesn't even react. He's like, you really
That
pissed
is
me
also
off.
one of my favorite shots of
It is.
fist planted in face. you're one of the worst people in the world.
It's pretty fucking funny.
I've never seen a bigger no sell.
Fucking Goku Cena over here.
But yeah, then they have a fight. Well, I guess I should bring up. Souza gets owned abruptly, I believe is the best way to describe this.
Yeah. Goku just charges his ki, and that impact launches Salsa into rocks, and he's gone.
He's just planted in a rock wall. It's fucking funny. But yeah, then you get a Cooler and a Goku fight. They're fighting underwater. They're fighting near a waterfall. They're shooting beams. I really don't know. I think what part of this is noteworthy.
The only cool part
there
in that is where they punch the lake and then the lake like explodes out from it.
That was cool, but there's also the line where he goes, the reason why I'm better than my brother is I have one more transformation, and you will be the first to see my ultimate transformation and the last. And then that's when he becomes...
you will see, and then you will die.
And then he becomes Dragon Ball Fighters Cooler.
He turns into Super Shredder.
Cool.
Yeah, he turns into Super Shredder blatantly.
Has to clench so that his face mask can appear.
Yes.
I dine on monkey soup.
And then you get 2 layers of mask sliding. It's really cool. And then we go back to the fighting, and Goku's getting owned, and occasionally he's using Kaioken, but it ain't helping. He's getting just fucking thrashed.
I love when Goku uses Kaioken and tries to get behind Cooler, and Cooler just flicks his fist up.
Yeah, it's true.
And he just goes, hello, and just immediately back punches him in the nose.
He just appears with a fist out, and it's in Goku. It's impressive.
The part where he swims through the Kamehameha, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, Goku does that really
that's
cool
very
Kamehameha.
cool.
They actually made that work in Fighters, where if you actually do his dash, it goes through Kamehamehas.
If you do his forward down heavy, that goes through everything.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
One of the Fighters YouTubers I follow is like, this is the best normal move in the game because it doesn't give a shit about anything.
Then as Goku gets owned into a rock wall, falls out onto the ground, he sees a bird flapping, struggling, and then it dies.
This is why everyone thinks Goku is a Superman-like figure.
Well, that and the Frieza speech.
Yeah.
He reaches over and he holds the bird and he says, "I'm sorry, everyone. This is all because of me." And then his hand glows and the bird comes back to life.
Yes.
That shit's ridiculous. It was...
I like that the transformation of him changing to Super Saiyan, they played Changed by the Deftones.
Yes. Yes. This soundtrack is really extra. I actually really enjoyed it.
It's really weird that they make a big deal of him going Super Saiyan. It's like, but we know they already did that. He's already beaten Frieza. Why is this a big thing? Why does he need another like emotional trauma to do it?
Well, he hadn't mastered it yet, even though he did.
Goku opens up his fast food order and he's like, "You got it wrong, but I wanted it right." Turns Super Saiyan.
You see, this is the first time he's done it in the movies because the other one doesn't count.
Yes, because it's like, because Toriyama changed everything about it after he had the movie go the studio.
I really like the part where Cooler shoots Goku with a energy beam, and the Goku's hair is blown. That's all it does. He just stands there, and his hair moves in the wind.
I don't understand why Cooler taunts him after. Like, you fool! Like, what? You threw an attack at him and it did nothing. How is he holding the L here?
Because he was distracted and he didn't look up in time to see the giant death sphere that Cooler's throwing that Frieza also sort of did. And Cooler's going to destroy the whole planet and everyone's going to die. And it's all Goku's fault. And then Goku's like, I don't like that at all. And now I'm mad. And now I'm shooting this back at you. And Cooler's like, oh no, he's really mad and shooting this back at me. I should push it back at him. And then he looks backwards and he sees that he's flying at the fucking sun.
Yes.
Yeah, like, oh, time shit. He's like, what if I... Oh, the sun. I'll just blow it up and they'll freeze to death. Wait, I'm about to crash into the sun.
Yes. What an amazing scene.
It might be one of the worst ways to go out in any of these things.
It's just so funny because he's like, the sun, yes, I could blow that up, but they would all freeze to death. That would be fucking sick. That would be raw. I totally should do that. Oh no, I'm flying towards that.
The implication that he's moving past the speed of light at this point is hilarious.
Honestly, Bob, I really thought this would have been the thing that somehow reminded you of Aqua Teen because that is so stupid.
It is really stupid. I'm trying to connect the dots to Aqua Teen.
Bob will figure it out
Stop
by next
connecting those
episode.
dots.
I
Don't-
like
don't
how
worry
he's
about it.
burning up. He's like, no, I am a loser like my brother. No, as he's dying.
Yes, that part's fantastic. Then there's a gigantic explosion that blankets the entire sky and makes you think, did the sun just blow up? Did Goku blow
Yes.
up the sun? That dumb motherfucker.
Millions of people on Earth are blinded.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that thing in Malcolm in the Middle where they light the firework that makes it daytime for 5 seconds. And they're like, when does it say our sight's gonna come back? 3 days. Worth it.
And then you have a moment where Goku's just lying down in the rock quarry and he's like, oh man, I was pretty thoroughly owned there. Haha, it's okay, it's all over. And then Salza's like, nah, it's not over. I'm still here. Ah. Oh wait, there was a joke here. Sorry, I forgot about the joke where they're just like,
Was
oh,
there?
yeah, they go, where's Mr. Piccolo? And then they're like, don't worry, he'll show up when you least expect it. And then some rocks move and Gohan's like, ha, that has to be him. And he runs up to the rocks and then Salza comes out and he's like, that's about
Stromboli.
Yeah, if you combine what me and KZ said, that's basically how it sounded.
Yeah.
And then Piccolo's beam comes out of literally nowhere and owns Salza.
Yeah. Just a random special beam cannon just blows a hole in it.
And
Kills him
apparently he's
immediately.
nowhere nearby, so he snipered that shit.
I'm willing to believe it because of his seeker blast from earlier in the movie.
This shit's insane. Since when did Piccolo become 360 no scope man? This is ridiculous. And that's the movie. That's Cooler's Revenge. What a film.
That certainly was a film.
It was a film.
Oh man, we got more show.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
we got our segments.
All right, so we got some segments here. First up is the Yamcha Award. Which character disappointed you the most? Who gets that award? We're going to open with Dan.
God bless you, Gohan.
I mean, he's the obvious answer.
Fuck.
He's so disappointing. He should
Explain it to me as if I never saw the film.
Gohan should be so much stronger than Krillin. He should be so strong. He should be almost, he's up there near Piccolo, I suppose.
No.
But he's getting fucking owned this whole movie. He can barely lift a rock. In fact, at one point he can't. He just sits there under rocks all day, buried.
I'm sad. I'm under the rock.
Post Namek Gohan should be much stronger than he is in this movie.
Yeah, he should be like 2 tiers above Krillin because he got beat up enough during the Frieza 40 episode fight.
Yeah.
Like, remember when he came back and fought Final Form Frieza for a few minutes? Like, he should have been able to do something.
He should have been able to do something. And that, like,
What happened to him getting mad?
It's so
Gets
bad.
mad, but then it does nothing.
It's so bad in this film that you would think like the Dead Zone Krillin or Gohan could beat up this Gohan.
It is that
Yes.
bad.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I don't know why they suddenly decided with Lord Slug in this that Gohan just has to constantly take L's.
I don't know either, but like if he keeps eating this much ass, he's gonna be adopted by Yamcha.
The older characters can save him, and it makes them look better. It's like when they in interviews talked about Dragon Ball GT, where they're like, we make Pan get owned all the time so that Goku can save her.
Maybe someday she can go Super Saiyan. Unfortunately, I hate women and am the director, so she cannot.
But
They
you can
literally
draw
said
that.
flat out her only purpose is to give Goku a motivation in each episode. So I feel like that's kind of the logic they're using here with Gohan.
I always come to Dragon Ball Z for its diversity and representation and character writing.
That
Whoops.
you're right. Bob, give me an award.
Who are you gonna give it to, Bob?
I don't nobody else got nearly as owned.
That's fine.
Let's see. I guess it goes the higher dragon.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like, because he decides to fly fast enough to be on power level scouters. What's up with that? What a weirdo.
Stupid dragon.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I guess that's true, but it feels like Gohan has a connection with him, can tell him, hey, settle down, but he doesn't. So I guess that's more of Gohan being owned again.
Guilty by association.
Yes, if Gohan
He associates with Gohan, who sucks.
I think Yajirobe did a better job in this movie than Gohan did, or Higher Dragon
he's the
did.
fucking Bean Daddy. Feel.
Oolong for being in the movie at all.
What an L.
You stole mine. That's it. That's all you got, just for being in the movie at all.
Yeah. He shouldn't be in this movie. He's obsolete he was obsolete. We never saw him in fucking Dragon Ball Z after, maybe not at all. He was very unpersoned almost immediately, but he's on every single one of these fucking movies.
They put him in like the background very rarely. It's the one of those kind of like, he's there. He has no reason to leave, I guess. I guess I'll give an award to the green one. Dore or whatever his fucking name.
He's definitely the lamest.
I'll give it to him the way he dies.
God, he dies. It's like so horrifying conceptually. Just you cannot get away from Piccolo's death beam.
Yeah, mostly because I generally like the other two more than that one. When he showed up, I'm like, I don't remember what his thing is. Because the other one's like blade arm in French, and the other one's like, look at my head. And he was just kind of like big. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. Next up, you need to Phil, we're gonna start with you. You're gonna need to pick a person from this movie that you think can beat Jiren from Dragon Ball Super.
Well, I'm gonna go with Mayonnaise. Because he'll use his electric beam on Jiren, and Jiren won't be able to do what Piccolo did. That's a Piccolo exclusive skill, so he'll just be shocked to death.
Oh, is it because Jiren can't smile?
Yes, and redirecting your opponent's attack is not true strength.
True.
Shit.
I'm gonna have to go, say that he's right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that Korin can defeat Jiren because there's a non-zero chance that Jiren is allergic to cats.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, just a quick one and done. Bob.
I'm gonna go with Cooler because he'll do that cool mouth thing, and then Jiren was like, "That's too cool. I can't deal with this," and he just leaves.
I thought you were gonna say Cooler does that, and then Jiren gets the big sickie.
No, he put his mask on.
That's what he gets for not wearing a mask.
Cooler always comes prepared.
Hopefully things are better by the time this comes out.
God, I fucking hope so.
Yeah, Jesus. Dan.
Now, hear me out. Based on other evidence from other movies, this is a valid choice, and it is a living entity. I'm going to say the sun could beat Jiren.
Yes.
The sun being an important character in this movie.
It survived the giant death ball, which he was able to spawn like so much faster than Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
A super Kamehameha wave.
Mm-hmm.
All of those hit the sun.
Yeah.
Sun was fine. No damage to it as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
It might be invincible.
I mean,
And the death ball's meant to blow up any planet easily.
Exactly. And Cooler was eviscerated immediately.
He was.
So I'm going to say...
And rock music played.
It was good rock music, too.
I need to go look up this soundtrack.
It's so fucking unreal. I enjoyed the shit out of this. As I said, Funimation, the original AMV makers.
They really are. I don't even remember most of the tracks from Lord Slug except for Stupefy.
They all worked, though. I feel like...
They did.
This one, the track selection also worked, but the problem was... the editing. But there was a really good shot when Goku's underwater, and then they go, "Enlighten me!" and Cooler just blasts him.
I loved when they were underwater and they actually did do an effect to muffle the music.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like...
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sun.
All right, so for our last segment, we have Cooler. He is our villain for the film. You need to pick a canon Dragon Ball character that could potentially defeat him. I'm going to start with Bob.
Cooler's dad.
King Cold?
King Cold.
You think King Cold could beat Cooler?
King Cold sucks.
He
King
really
Cold
does,
sucks
but
so
he
bad.
has untapped potential.
Bob thinks
You're
King
right.
Cold
He could
is...
maybe transform. We don't
That's
know.
true.
Right? And he's
That's
way
true.
bigger.
If you go read Dragon Ball Multiverse, the fan comic, he can transform and is super strong.
He might look even more raw than Cooler does. I don't know, though. We've not seen it.
I can't handle the King Cold, where they reference him once in, like, the Resurrection Frieza movies, like, hey, should we bring back your dad, King Cold? No! Fuck him. Fuck my father. He sucks.
I need you guys' opinions on the second extra transformation version of King Cold from Dragon Ball Multiverse, where he has 4 arms.
That is really good. Look at that.
What the fuck is this?
I'm putting this into the podcast.
That's
This
nuts.
looks incredible. This is so much better than that image of Zycor from that one episode.
Yeah,
Incredible.
you telling me that couldn't be Cooler? I don't think so.
Cooler's fucked.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
This
to
is like
agree.
you combine Cooler's transformation with the Xenomorph form that Frieza got.
They the same fan comic also has 5th form Frieza, who also looks very cool.
That's awful. That is
Yeah,
terrible.
that's truly awful. Cooler really did win. Wow. All right. Dan, we'll go to you next.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Arale could win.
As usual.
She's in this movie, you know.
Yes, I know. She was
She's on a poster Gohan has.
Yep. I think Arale is really strong, and I have yet to see a true show of strength from Cooler that matches up to Arale's strength. You know, if
You're
she-
right, because she
Yeah.
was in Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, she
True.
was. There's,
True.
There's an episode.
She fought Vegeta.
Yeah, she kicks his ass, and at the end he's like, I'm never fighting a gag manga character again.
She's too good.
Yeah. So she would thrash the fuck out of Cooler.
All right, Phil. I'll give you the next one.
This is tough. Cooler's really raw. I'm gonna go with Android 16, because he's also big and has weird shoulders.
I was tempted to go that direction too. How's he gonna do it?
The dunks, of course.
Yeah.
Cooler's gonna be like, stop! He's as Android 16 does all 4 dunks in one combo.
I mean,
No, he's just Dan.
absolute worst. 16 just dunks him into the sun.
right?
Oh my god, I can just imagine a video of that.
Just give it time. Show you, Mama. We'll get there.
Yes.
He does that combo where he's showing Android 18 onto the bed, but on the last frame instead
It's the side.
it's Android 20 or
16.
like on the third teleportation. He's now holding Cooler and showing him to the sun.
Yes. I guess I will nominate the Grand Supreme Kai, which is the fat guy that gets absorbed by Kid Buu to become Majin Buu.
He has that real cool move where he breathes fire and it somehow cuts Boo into cubes and then he blows up.
Yes.
Ultimately, it does nothing. And then in Super, we find out he was actually unbelievably strong, and the only reason he lost to Boo is because he used up all his God Key sealing Mordo the Planet Eater.
Don't talk about Moro the Planet Eater.
Sounds very cool.
He's a goat. Literally.
Yeah, I know.
He's a manga exclusive character for now.
Don't worry about him being the next movie for sure, maybe.
Who knows? Well, with all of that said and done, we're gonna throw it over to reviews, which is gonna include each person's final thoughts on the film and a score of 1 to 7, and then we'll of course tabulate that and see what our rankings are looking like. And we will start with Feel.
This is pretty good. I think it's like the best one that follows a very rigid idea of what a Dragon Ball movie should be. Like in a perfect world, not in the world we got where every Dragon Ball movie is some weird nightmare. Like in a perfect world, this would be perfect middle of the road, but since we live in a hell world, it's actually higher than that, so I'm gonna give it a 5.
All right. Bob.
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a little better than the world's strongest, but it's not as good as Lord Slug at all.
Yeah.
Like Lord Slug's way more interesting and exciting. This has a few cool moves though. It's not like down there was the tree of might or anything.
Tree of meat. You did it again.
No, not again.
Yeah, we keep doing it.
He just rips off a strip of jerky.
But yeah, I somewhat enjoyed this movie. It's just, God, the camping thing is awful, and it feels like, what other movie was it that this is identical to? But I can't
Tree
remember.
of meat.
I guess it might be the Tree of Might.
Remember they were camping, and then
they were also
solve
camping
the
in
fire.
World's Strongest, weren't they? Like at one point?
It was the one where they were camping with Bulma, and there were deer, and they were worried about putting out the forest
That's Tree
fire.
of Might.
Okay.
That's Tree of Might.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, they all blend.
No, really.
Okay. Okay, Dan.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm gonna give it a 4. Matching mystical adventure. There's some cool stuff in this, but it's just not good enough. Its pacing is pretty brisk. It keeps moving, and it does relatively different things for a Dragon Ball movie, but it's not the most interesting movie, and its art isn't that great, and its use of certain characters is kind of bad. But I think it's a pretty much middle of the road Dragon Ball movie.
As for me, I really enjoyed this. Going back to it, I was worried, but the pacing on this was pretty strong. Anytime there wasn't really a moment where I was like, "This is dragging," because it kind of jumps to each moment. There's some decent comedy in there at points. I liked the villains for the most part. Green One was the only kind of disappointment, but I think the Mook fights were pretty cool, and everything with Cooler was just great. He does some really cool stuff when he finally transforms, and that soundtrack is psychotic. I think it might be my favorite of the stuff that we've seen, or at least it's on par with Dead Zone for me, so I'm giving it a 6.
Okay.
Is it tied with Lord Slug?
And,
How do we have this many ties?
and with that, we have yet another tie. So here's what we're looking at now, ladies and gentlemen. We've wow, I just kind of looked at our scores and went, oh fuck. In last place, it's a 3-way tie between Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle, Tree of Might, Bardock, Father of Goku. So all those are tied for last place. Then, right after that, in much better quality, is Curse of the Blood Rubies. That got an 11 from us. Then, with a 13, Mystical Adventure. Then with a 16, we have World's Strongest. And then tied for second place is Lord Slug and Cooler's Revenge.
Yeah, it's true.
We got
These are
two-
perfectly tied as group rankings. So we need to figure out which one.
Not right now, we don't.
If we get another 19, we'll deal with it then. We will get the shotgun then. But in first place, still is Dragon Ball Z movie number 1, Dead Zone, with a 22.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And with that, that's the last single-digit movie we've seen. Our 10th movie is in the next.
God, it feels like it happened. All came so fast.
It all came it came so fast because you don't remember half the ones we watched.
Even though we record these with a big buffer. It's
Yup.
fair.
Even though we deal with a big buffer. We've got film number 10. And as always, we're going to have Bob read a thing that Phil wrote.
Remember when Frieza came back and was part machine? What if we did that again, but more raw
Oh, no.
and way more poorly animated?
Oh, no.
Next time on Mondo Cool, Dragon Ball Z, Return of Cooler. I can't believe it's already cooler again.
I forgot it's the next movie.
Yes, because Cooler was popular.
That was the biggest bummer when I found out yesterday.
It was like, why is it? There should be a gap in these, please.
No, die. There is no new villain. Die. This month's GigaBoots videos have erupted into reality thanks to the money magic of our executive producers. Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, They Podlord Now, and local himbo Adam Admar. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. If you want to become powerful like our executive producers, you can head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.